We've got just 2 weeks left to play, and the chase for the championship is on. Brittany Abercrombie and Betty De La Cruz Mejia have served notice, carving out a strong lead over the rest of the field, but it's no time to get comfortable. The Week 4 draft saw our rosters get completely rewritten. Old friends reunited, dynamic duos now squaring off, and familiar faces returning to the captain's chair. Who will try and track down Betty and Brittany? We're about to find out. Week 4 of Athletes Unlimited, starting now. Here's our up-to-date top 10. How about Maddie Kingdon-Rischel, our MVP1 from our first match, climbing up the leaderboard. She'd be in the captain's chair if we stop play today. Morgan Hentz in at 4th, and of course the chase continues after Betty and Brittany. We bring you inside the Arizona Athletic Grounds, joined by the Olympian Key Michael, Greg Meskel here with you. Key, we talked about it in our first match. These rosters got totally jumbled. Very little familiarity. How do you make the most of all your personnel?
Well, you have to use your pieces of the puzzle, and I think it's not going to surprise anyone that I'm going to talk about the middles again, because I think that was crucial in the last matches. But for one player in particular, on the purple side, a lot more responsibility. Miss Molly on the move, as you dubbed her, is going to be crucial tonight.
Still waiting for podcast episode 1 to drop. Let's talk captains in this one first. And again, some veterans, people that have really been climbing the ranks. And we begin first, Brittany Abercrombie. She's been so good.
Yeah, with Brittany Abercrombie, one word comes to mind right now: unbreakable. As a rookie in the league, she had a huge first season so far. Perhaps a stroke of luck to be on the Betty Powerhouse team in Week 1, but since then, she's carved her own path as a captain, and time again, just leading her team to a victory. Sometimes it's a ferocious comeback, other times it's a golden set. Mainly, she's using her calm presence, crafty arm to get the job done.
Across the way, Lekator member Mene, a high flyer, and gonna be critical to her team tonight.
Yeah, just when we thought we had seen it all, Lekator goes and picks a middle as the #1 overall draft pick, and our minds were blown, or at least Kevin's was. But Lekator is no longer a newbie to this captain's chair, also no longer Betty's right-hand woman, truly the star of her own show, and she's going to bring that big offensive punch from the front court and with her serve, and she's picked up some valuable pieces for what she calls a defense-minded team this week.
So we're ready to go here. Team member Mene in the purple. Team Abercrombie in the black and gold. And Alicia Childress will get us started serving. Nunaviller on the first attack. Vanderweide. Abercrombie denied. And now Caffey will put it across. Quick look to the middle. And converting up front is Emily Thader.
I'm so excited for this middles matchup. You've got Caffey on one side, Thader. Both of them are fantastic blockers, and then you've got the offensive power of Molly McCage. Berkeley Oblad on the other side. Just so much fun to watch, I think.
Tough serve there from Childress. Vanderweide denied. They'll go back to her. And powers that off a couple of hands and out of play for the point.
I think this might be the best chance that the team has had to take a win off of Abercrombie. She's been dominant for so long, but this is a good-looking squad wearing the purple jersey.
Here is the captain. Over to Bell. Cranks that one beyond the antenna, and this team in purple, as you suggested, Key, they are fired up. They're a talented squad. You take first look at this roster, they're going to be tough to stop.
And Kat Bell in particular, I was surprised she was left on the board so long. I mean, she wasn't taken by Betty as the first choice, but she's phenomenal in that role. And again, there's Kayla Caffey doing what she knows how to do. It's going to be a big back and forth.
First point there for Team Abercrombie, so they trail 3-1. We're here in the first set. Second match of the day, but getting Week 4 underway here on a Friday night in Arizona. Member Mene will send that across. Nunaviller flying to the ball, unable to go across the court to find the point, make it 3-2 now. So a 3-0 start for Member Mene in purple, now 2 in a row for Abercrombie.
Nunaviller was Abercrombie's first pick, no surprise there.
Now Bell. Good dig there. And then Vanderweide off the touch. Give the point to Member Mene.
Excellent dig from Lake. It's not often that you see the balls come up off the floor after Abercrombie's had a touch on them. But again, the more defense, the more times this team can be scrappy and give themselves the opportunity to swing, the better.
Here's our live leaderboard. Don't forget, points accumulate for just about every stat. And give the point there to Member Mene, and also points for each set victory, and then a match victory point total of 60 available. 40 for the sets, 60 for the match. Vanderweide. Nuneviller off the touch from Childress. Give the kill, and +8 to Brooke Nuneviller.
I like Nuneviller in this role opposite of Abercrombie. I don't think we've seen this combination before. In fact, she was part of that purple team last week that was swept, but all new this time around.
Off the touch, another point for the group in purple. They go in front 6-3 now, so a 6-3 start, and Molly McCage is on with the rotation.
A lot of pressure on Miss Molly McCage to deliver.
Here's Thader now, another middle from Missouri. Roll shot there. Childress ready for it. Member Mene pushes that to the back row. Now on a little slide there, Oblad. It's Bell. Loads up the cannon, and Abercrombie can just shake her head. She was in position, just misplayed it.
Bell is lethal in so many ways, and it's got a lot to do with her footwork. Right, you said it, she loaded up. She got her feet in position, and then she went straight up. So she's not trying to reach to the ball. She's not leaning, not off balance. She gets herself there and goes up.
7-3 lead now for Member Mene. Abercrombie, and a violation on the attack from Abercrombie. The point to Member Mene. They're up 8-3. Oblad on the move again. Turn back, good hustle from Nuneviller. Bell gives it right back. The dump attempt. Vanderweide hustling. Thader will sky that ball across. Pancake there from Childress, keeps it alive. Good rally here. Bell punching it right back.
Oh, she got her foot in the net. Man, that's unlucky, because that was a pretty good little play.
That
there.
was.
Here's a little look at it. Just, well, nothing small about that, but.
It's an unlikely outcome, though,
Yes.
the big kick of the net.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
On what would have been a pretty nice point. Cat Bell will tell you ball don't lie. They get it right back on the error there. Looking outside once again. There's Claire Hoffman on the attack, and then another big swing and a kill for the captain, Member Mene. 10-4 now.
I'm going to start watching for her to heat up. That is one thing that is definite for me, is she will get her kill. She will not be quiet. I'm surprised it's taken this long, though, 10-4 to see her.
Error there from Bell. Yeah, once Lecator gets in a groove, it just seems to be contagious. Her energy kind of spreads around the whole team.
Yeah, she was so fun to watch in the first couple of weeks with Betty. Those two were a dynamic combination. Now in her own right, fantastic.
There's McCage.
It was interesting, I was speaking to her before the match, and she said, my connection with Alicia wasn't quite on last week, so she was more surprised than anyone that she got picked up first. But now that they've got this second week together, could it start to work a little more in their favor? I think that will tell you yes, that combination right there.
That was a good sign of things to come. Remember, Mene, get out the radar gun, goodness. Up front, they keep it going. 62 miles per hour on that blast of a serve. Bell, off the block.
Well, they had to scrap it to get it finished, but I'm hearing that 62 miles an hour, and the record is Melissa Vargas of the Turkish national team with 71, I believe it is, miles an hour. So she is right there in the conversation.
You just pass a note over to Lekator. If you want to just put a little something extra, we can try and break that record maybe. But otherwise, everything going smooth here. Remember, Mene, 12-5 there in front. When we return, we head into the classroom with Key. Week 4 draft strategies. We're back after this. Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball is sponsored by Nike. Welcome back, all team member Mene at the start here out in front, 12-5. Now, let's head back into the classroom with our own Key Michael.
All right, we're talking some draft strategy again, and we can't be in the minds of the captains, but we can see what they've done. And I was obsessed with this first pick by member Mene. A middle blocker for the first time in Athletes Unlimited history went #1 overall. No surprise, it's Molly McCage. She's been fantastic. However, this combination here set her as the next pick. Member Mene said she was excited to play with this ray of sunshine because she wants to learn with her, learn from her, be a sponge of information. Well, that is the picks that we saw from this side. I was also impressed with Kat Bell, who also got taken off the board, I think a little too late for me. However, on the other side, these are the question marks I have. You got to give some flowers to the libero, of course. She was stolen from Betty's side, but these 4 players right here were part of the team that got swept last weekend. So Abercrombie now having to do a little bit of a different situation here. She will have some fantastic blocking though in Kayla Caffey and hopefully Berkeley Oblad as well. This is what we've seen from the outline, from the draft strategy. Let's see how it pays off.
Good stuff, Key. Good breakdown of how these teams are selected. And the squad assembled by member Mene. Good start. As you mentioned, 12-5. Take a look at our live leaderboard. De La Cruz Mejia cracking the 3,000 point mark. Still another week to go here in Athletes Unlimited. As Lekator member Mene again unleashes that powerful serve. But the tip from Abercrombie. He has the answer and cuts that deficit down to 6. Here's Sydney Hilly serving. McCage on the move again. Molly moving and delivering. Well, Professor Key, you'll like what just occurred here.
What I miss?
Molly McCage.
Oh, yeah.
To the ball, on the move, big swing, big result.
Well, I think we've known her as one of the go-to players in this league.
Totally.
She keeps climbing her way up the leaderboard. She, more than anyone, was surprised to be taken first. She said to me, I was sitting in the Zoom room and I heard my name called and I thought, what, do I need to turn my mic on? Did I forget to turn on my camera? What's going on here? And then she realized she was the first pick. said, oh, okay, I'll take it.
That one's off the mark. Point to member Mene. What would have been your reaction if you were a first pick?
That would never be the case. I am no Molly McCage. However, I think I also would have been shocked. I mean, I don't know if you watched the draft or any of the fans did, but you saw Kevin's reaction was awesome.
I've seen like a screenshot of just like his face just stunned.
I put that on social media. Yep. Apologies, Kevin. Sorry for throwing you under the bus there, but I mean, Molly McCage is one of the best middles in this league. There is no surprise about that. But choosing a middle first, the strategy behind it had me asking questions, because normally you want to maybe take an opposite or an outside. You want to shore up the reception. Maybe you want somebody who's really going to bring you some points. But Molly, we've seen her bring some points, but that is a lot of pressure to put on one player.
We have a captain's challenge underway right now. You mentioned the draft. Let's look at Molly's draft day journey here and how she's risen up the ranks since week 1 all the way to that #1 pick.
Yeah, she was taken 4th in the first week, and the next middle was taken 8th. And you can see all the way down there, it kind of stays the same. All the other middles, 8th, 9th, she's at 4th, 6th. This week, she goes first, and the very next closest of any other middle goes 11th. So that just really gives you an idea of how she's separated herself from the pack. And it's not just because of one thing. I think it's a combination of leadership. It's her blocking numbers. She's the top blocker right now in the league. It's because she's aggressive in her attack. It's because you'll see her just all different areas of the game, in addition to her veteranism, if that's a word. Her 4th year here, part of the PEC. You know, there's just so many things that come with this Molly McCage package. It's not just getting a kill here or there or a block.
So the original call, no touch, and the call will stand. Vindication for Team Abercrombie. Oh, confusion all over.
So it looks like the point does go ultimately to team member Mene, and
you had a full-on celebration there, Keith, for Abercrombie, and then they all looked up confused at the official, who did signal in their favor, it seemed initially. But now it will go to member Mene.
I think this might be the first time we've seen Brittany's team struggle quite so much in the early parts of the set.
A little missed time there looking for Caffey. And we said this more than once, but again, when you stay captain long enough, eventually people come for your team.
Yeah.
Your roster, as you said, gets pilfered, and then you have to try and rebuild. That is tough to do week over week and stay super consistent.
Great word, pilfer. I got to start using that more often. I got to spread the vocabulary out, but you're exactly right. The teams get broken up. That's the beauty of this league. And what made me really curious, though, is the fact that Abercrombie, although her team got
easy
pilfered?
Put down.
What's another word for pilfered? Taken, stolen. She picked up a few players that were part of the team that got swept last week. So Drews, as a captain, couldn't get a win on the board, and a few of her starting role players were on that team. So the question for me is Abercrombie strong enough to let them shine again?
Bell just puts that across. Quick look, and Oblad makes quick work. Berkeley Oblad, talked about her last week, getting back onto the court here, and a big addition to any team she's been on.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of high hopes for her.
They say that's long.
Ooh, close. Close, close, close.
Line judge left no doubt then. Flag up and just stared. Laser beams at that line.
Half the battle right there. It's just the confidence.
Oblad again. Here's member Mene. Kojima got a piece. They could not keep it going.
My hope for this purple side is that they sweep everyone this weekend, and then everyone starts taking middles as their first pick. Is that too much to ask?
It could be. I mean, it's good that you've let us know exactly where you stand. Big block.
I mean, even that block, I'm going to give that credit to middle, because Kat Bell's a former middle. So she knows middle blocking and just blocking in general better than everyone. And watch the penetration, right? Head down, shoulders strong. It's almost Almost worth double.
You're rewriting the stats, the mission for these teams. There's a block on this side. And so that's important here for Abercrombie as team member Mene running away here with the first.
Yeah, it's important for the Abercrombie side to stay calm, and that's what she brings, right? She has that kind of captain's presence that doesn't get rattled. She never seems to be under too much pressure, just delivers with confidence.
Member Mene off the block, give Lekator +8 for the kill there. And the first to 20, the team in purple.
This is a dominant looking start, and I feel a few different pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Again, talking middles always, but Capel already delivering with 5 points. Lindsay Vanderweider as well with 2.
Nunaviller goes down the line, good look there. 9 assists, 7 digs, by the way, for Alicia Childress, the veteran, just a calming presence out here at that setter spot. 20-12. Back set to Bell. Easy money. This team in purple, again, we saw the earlier match, and now this one, they've looked the sharpest, the most cohesive right out of the gate by a long measure.
Yeah, they haven't really had any miscommunications. They've been serving on target. They've been picking up tips, all the things.
Good dig there from Lake. DeBell fires it off the tape, but can't keep it in play. And the point to Abercrombie. A couple of changes now for Abercrombie. We'll see Taylor Bruns taking root come on.
She's been used a few times this season, just in that serving role. Also has pretty phenomenal defense as well. Goes pretty sneaky defender.
Setter out of South Carolina. Overpass here, good effort by Childress. She caught everyone off guard and attacked that ball.
I'm frustrated if Taylor Bruns taking road. Did exactly what she needed to do. She's targeting Vanderweider, gets the overpass. Hoffman just cannot finish it off.
I don't know if they were expecting Childress to go that hard after a ball that looked earmarked for an easy put away on the other side.
Yeah, you never are. And it's always, 9 times out of 10, the setter will win that joust because you're not expecting them. They're a little shorter. They get the second touch as well, so that she could just wait and then push back.
22-14, team member Mene goes long. Sydney Hilly now. The cage. Good little redirect, puts it where they aren't exactly, and it falls in.
Just another example of why she's able to get those kind of draft picks is because the connection's not there, not the perfect set for her, still does something smart, still, as you said, finds where the defense is not.
23-14, quickly moving into a first set victory here, but Kathy with other ideas. Rises to the occasion there.
Kathy's been one of my players. I've been so enjoying watching her this season. Was really strong in the first couple of weeks, dipped a little last week, which I think might have something to do with why her draft went down.
She was a captain earlier in the year. That's her second kill in this one. Vanderweider all day. Kathy denied. A joust there. Back to Vanderweider. Kojima hanging tough. Dig there from member Mene. Capel had to get around Childress. Abercrombie denied. Outside now Vanderweider. She's taken about 4 giant swings in this rally. Capel. Abercrombie. And they say no touch is the current call. Abercrombie, I think, discussing this.
Yeah, First of all, how about the defense there from Kojima? She has been one of the liberos that's absolutely stunned us throughout this season, but she was taken second off the board from Abercrombie. So again, so many questions about the draft strategy of the gold captain this week, because libero as your second pick, do you think that's a little bit too eager? I'm thinking you want to take outsides opposites. You want to get that strength in the front court. Yes, Kojima's fantastic, but is she going to win you games?
Under review here, the call was no touch.
I don't think I see anything at the net. Looking for hands of the blockers, maybe some fingers to wiggle. So tough to tell from these angles.
And then it gets by Lekator there.
Lekator looked like she was reaching for it, like she might have believed there was a touch on there, which might indicate there was.
I think
the
from
left
that
hand of Thader.
They do rule a touch.
And I'm seeing a thumbs up from Thader. Yeah, she says, yeah, I did.
She was hoping the video evidence would not show that, but it did. That's tough though. We looked at it a few times. It's hard to tell with certainty that there was a touch there, but these officials have been looking at these reviews a long time now.
And I think they have a few angles that we don't get to see on
Typically.
the broadcast, so we might be so sure, and I've been guilty of this sometimes. That ball is definitely out, and it gets called in. And
I love your confidence that
words.
you just say, nope, I know what it is, and then no one's keeping score.
I
so
just
don't
rely
worry
on my
about it.
instinct, yeah, you know?
Just go with your gut.
Yeah.
So make it 23-16 now. That takes set point away for the moment. Vanderweide, and she's wide. 23-17. And another serve coming here for Abercrombie. Goodness. Lekator. Another blast. Kojima got in front of it, but ends up out of play. And that will bring up set point here, 24-17, and what has been a very strong start for team member Mene. Childress, the quick look to Thader. Abercrombie. Lekator got a piece, and that's going to fall under the lights and fall in for a point for Brittany Abercrombie. Came into the day the overall leader.
Yeah, Abercrombie as well, relatively quiet so far. Only 3 points for her so far in the set. We're used to seeing her put up some dominant numbers.
Had a run of 7 straight MVPs snapped last weekend. 24-18 here. Abercrombie, the soft touch. Gets it back, and the captain starting to pick up some steam here. 24-19.
I can hear just out of my left ear Dave Rubio saying to his team, she's going back again. Talking about back to Abercrombie, and I think that's a pattern we'll watch going forward. Lots of Abercrombie ball.
Set point number 3 for the team in purple. Bell. They'll go back to her. That finds a back corner. 3 in a row from Abercrombie. 24-20.
Wasn't on our P's and Q's early in the set, but again, the captain mentality. Get her that ball, she will score.
Still set point here. Remember Mene with a big cushion, although it's starting to shrink, and they won't have to worry about that. Wrap up the first set. Team member Mene takes it 25-20, 40 points to everyone in purple in a dominant effort to open things up. Member Mene up early. Team member Mene wins the first 25-20. They pick up 40 points. They spread it around in that opening set. Kat Belke playing a major role.
Yeah, Lekator took her off the board with her third pick. And I was surprised she didn't even go further because last weekend she was phenomenal. And this is why she has so many angles and she gets herself in the best possible position to swing every time. Watch her footwork. She goes straight up and down. Same thing in the block. She is able to utilize her physicality. So that ball doesn't have to be the perfect one. Finds a way to slice it down the line. She uses what she's got. Whether it's a good or a bad set, she's going to make something of it.
The hustle from team member Mene controlling the digs column, 19-13. Anything else that jumps off the page here to you?
And that's a pretty big one there. Defense wins games, and member Mene said about her team that is exactly what she wanted. She wanted not only blocking in terms of defense, but also back row. She was actually wrestling with taking Manami as her first pick, which was obviously would be an extremely defensive, well, strengthening the defense move, not a defensive move in itself. Would have been very offensive, in fact. But focusing on that first and foremost is something interesting because Lekator herself is such an offensive, aggressive contact player that she's thinking about that defense tells me she's a good captain.
Fans, get closer to the action with your free Unlimited Club membership. Vote on game MVPs, compete in the AU Fantasy League for exclusive prizes and more. Sign up now at auprovolleyball.com. As you get deeper in this season, you get to be a captain a couple of times. You were talking about it. You start to really inhabit that coach mindset and think more about the team you want to build. And
yeah,
you're seeing that strategy, I think, go into the drafts now.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because every player who becomes a captain has a different style. So sometimes they lean heavily on their facilitator and they say, no, I want you to be the coach and I want to just be a player and I don't want to think about anything. And they really talk through it in those draft Zoom rooms and they kind of give a lot of that responsibility to that facilitator. Others say, no, I love this role. I want to be a big part of it. I want to choose every single player. I want to call all of my timeouts and my challenges. And it's interesting to see those personalities come out on court.
And you have some athletes, we just saw Alicia Childress there, that have coached at a high level. She coached with Stanford. So some bring that coaching experience, that mentality to the court already. Others, they've primarily been a player. It's a bit of a new experience for them. It's one of the things that makes Athletes Unlimited so interesting as we're about set for the start of our second. And Sydney Hilly out of Wisconsin. She led the league last year in assists. Difficult save there. They can't get to it. It's an ace for Hilly.
An ace, and also tells us exactly what their serving strategy is. Focusing on Van de Weyde, trying to get her to give some freebies.
Meanwhile, plus 12 for Hilly's individual point total. Back to member Mene, blocked. They'll try her again. She goes soft touch. Pancake there by Hilly, but they cannot keep it alive. And good adjustment there by Lekator, right? Comes in with the speed, gets denied, and then goes change up.
And especially she's got that height disadvantage going up against Brittany Abercrombie. So clever to kind of swing heavy, but controlled to try and get that recycle and get that cover and go again.
Lekator just 5'7", but can jump like someone who's 6'5".
Yeah.
At the net, calling for an antenna is Hoffman instead. Remember Mene, they play on and go down the line for the kill. And now you even see other members of Abercrombie, Hilly over by the antenna, wondering why that wasn't called.
I like that Lekator just goes full power, doesn't think for a second about all the conversations happening, just says, you know what, I'm gonna take this point. How about that?
Play to the whistle.
Yeah.
Later to serve. Abercrombie. That attempt goes wide from Bell. Frustration there, just throws her hands up over her face as a point back to Abercrombie, 2-2. Don't forget about our overall match total now. Member Mene in front overall, 27-22. That's on the bottom part of your scoreboard. Van der Weyde, that's in. Painted that back line.
Again, the value of utilizing different pieces of the puzzle. And I think Childress, you mentioned it with her experience as a setter and with the USA national team, she knows. Feed Van de Weyde if you can, when you can, because she knows she's going to have to rely heavily on Lecator later.
Good save there from Member Mene. Abercrombie tries to push it down the line and goes wide. Again, the purple squad off to the good start up 4-2. Capel serving now. The Texas grad. Oh, wow. Caffey. Middles, love to see it.
That feels so good. I mean, I don't know if it feels as good to non-middles watching, but just the clean connection. And she takes the back set as well. So the setter, Molly McCage, who's one of the best, or the blocker, excuse me, still couldn't follow it.
Service error. And in that scenario, when it's that clean, that passes that quick, is there much to be done on the other side of the net?
I think it was just a matter of Molly was expecting that ball to come in front of the setter, and Caffey just kind of snuck behind and finds herself with a wide open net. Not much you can do when that ball's traveling straight into the floor in front of the 3-meter line.
5-3 now. Free ball here for Member Mene. Back set to McCage. She's calling for a touch. And it looks like we'll have a review. No touch is the current call. It's long on the McCage attack, but she felt extremely confident that there was a touch, and now we will go to a captain's challenge.
Molly with a big swing there. I'm not sure I see a touch necessarily. I do like her going deep into the court. That's kind of her signature. She avoids the block, and that's why she often has so much success, is because block just isn't even in a chance to touch it, but I think that one just too high.
Yeah, that looks very high. So no tip, no touch, and it's 5-4. Give the point to Abercrombie. And now here's Brittany Abercrombie. Played collegiately at USC. Hustle from Kojima and just ran out of real estate there.
I thought she almost had that. I think if she just reached the arms over, she would have had it.
Reminds you of in baseball trying to navigate the side there to catch a foul ball, and you got to be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes those walls don't move too easily.
It's easy from sitting right here, right? Just like, why didn't you get it?
Yeah, just plow through that thing. Come on. 6-4. Make it 6-5 now.
One of the things I think we're going to start seeing more, and we did towards the end of that set, is just more sets to Abercrombie herself, getting her involved in the offense. She has had 16 opportunities, but only 6 kills so far. Those numbers are low for her.
Good dig there by Kojima. Back to Hoffman off the touch, and Abercrombie's come back to tie this at 6. That's the first kill in this one for Claire Hoffman.
Yeah, she was taken from Betty last week for a more defensive role, more reception-oriented. I think the same thing this week.
She's worked her way up the draft board. Nuneviller could not control that one. So 7-6. Abercrombie doing a good job in the second set, not letting Member Mene surge ahead. Remember in that first, they had run out to a giant lead. Hoffman again. Starting to get on track here.
And that's great work by Hilly. It's a good first ball in. Kojima just kind of popping it on the net. A little tight, if anything, but because Hilly is front court and she's so tall, she's a little bit of a threat in the offense. The blockers have to pay attention to her. And because she's skilled, when she gets the ball in her hand, she can push it to the outside. Hoffman with a one-on-one.
Ties things at 7. Runs taking root now. Hilly just puts that across. Quick set, fader off the net. Hoffman tried to make it 3 in a row, goes wide here. Lindsay van der Weide to serve. Good dig there by van der Weide. Viller tries to return the favor, and again, just a blast from across the way.
A solid defense there from van der Weide. Sometimes the things you add don't have to be offense. Lekator taking advantage of that with the final contact, but I love that van der Weide just sits in that seam between the two blockers.
Hoffman rebuffed. Hilly goes dump and catches him off guard.
I'll be watching for more of that. She is one of the best at that, and it's because of her height. But anytime she is front court, she doesn't have to move too much, and you'll see both hands go up, boom. And just one little final flick of the wrist, it's so hard to read.
3 times the Big Ten setter of the year. That's up in the lights, and it's gonna bounce off one of the overheads.
A little bit of gold shimmer coming down with it. I think that was the name of the team last week, the Gold Shimmers. Not sure what it is. Or was it Gold Members?
It was Gold Member.
Okay. 1 week it was something Shimmers.
Because when you referenced Mojo earlier, I was thinking that's our second Austin Powers reference in 2 weeks. So. Here's Thader now. Needs to be some gold confetti from a prior celebration.
Yeah.
That came down.
It's too early to celebrate yet.
Championship not till next weekend. Hoffman makes it tough and adds another as Childress try to keep it alive. And then Hoffman just been on that far pin there trying to place the ball, not any big powerful swing, looking to be a bit more targeted. That's in. Good little decoy there. McCage close. Member Mene on the outside. And rips that down the line.
Great call out by you, Greg. That's exactly what Molly McCage can bring as well. It's not every time she contacts the ball, but opening up spaces for her other hitters.
Middle here. Caffey goes back row. Similar scenarios before where they hit her with the quick set and she delivers in a hurry.
Caffey this time in front, and the collision between Childress and McCage giving her a lot of space to her right side.
Service error there from Caffey. That was also a replay. Did that previously. Had the kill up front, then the service error. So again, we talk all about the points. You get the kill +8. You get the service error -8. So those two sequence of events really negate each other for Caffey.
Yeah, 3 service errors already for Caffey.
That was in an ace. Lekator Member Mene. Now 10 aces on the year for Member Mene.
And I think 2 of them coming in this match alone. That is picture perfect in the corner, targeting Nunaviller to her left side.
Abercrombie rejected.
All right, here's the power of a solid serve, is watch how easy it is for McCage to get her hands in the right position there. Ball's off the net, it's out of system. She doesn't have to focus on the middle blocker, she only has the wing options.
+12 for Molly, 14-10. Member Mene leading here. They'll give it back on the Lekator serve. You live with that, though, with how challenging she makes it on the serve receive for the other side.
Yeah, and I got to correct myself. It was only 1 ace so far and now 2 errors. But again, that very aggressive, solid serve is exactly what Member Mene brings from the end line.
On the move, McCage. Deflection, Kojima into the front row to keep it alive. Here comes Team Abercrombie. Nunaviller stuffed. Abercrombie just reflexively puts that across. Block from Childress. And Nunaviller able to have it fall in off the block, in close.
Nunaviller clever with that little roll there. It doesn't always have to be a hard-driven ball. It doesn't always have to be full power.
We've seen a couple of soft touches here that have worked. Nunaviller again jams that into the block and makes it work. 14-13 now. Abercrombie again battling back, and a couple in a row here for Brooke Nunaviller. See what Abercrombie's done on the year, 138 kills to lead the way. Vanderweide with a blast past Hoffman. 15-13. Member Mene again in the lead. We will take a timeout. Second set action continues after this. Maddie Kingdon-Richel, she was a force in our first match.
She continues to be one of the top players in the draft pick, taken off the board immediately, and this is why she can score at will, pretty much. You see her with an open net, take cover, because she takes a really solid step close with her feet and gets a full arm on it. 25 points she put up in the first match. MVP won for good reason.
Let's take a look at the match one MVPs brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. So Kingdon-Richel in there at 1. You've talked about Temi Thomas-Ayalara and the need to step up. She does. And then how about some love for the libero, Velez Agosto, in at MVP 3.
I love that. We talk a lot about liberos and how they can make an impact on the game. She had 23 digs. Big night for her because she's been kind of overshadowed by some of the new faces. Kojima, one of the ones we talk about, but last year she was one of the go-tos. She was one of Betty's top picks every single week, and now she's starting to shine again. I love that.
Yeah, those two got reunited after some time apart. A real dynamic duo here in AU. The AU Pro Sports Shop is now on Instagram. It's the best way to stay up to date on new arrivals, limited edition items, and our exclusive merch offering. Head to AU Pro Shop to follow and connect.
Is that pink shirt new? I didn't see that before.
I have not seen it yet. Yeah, we have time after the match key to get over there.
Alrighty, lock it in. Do some shopping.
Holidays will be here before you know it.
I know.
Too early
presents
to round up the gifts.
All kinds of presents.
I'm waiting for your middles themed line that hasn't dropped yet, but
yes, middles for president is one of them.
Here's Gabby Blossomal now to serve. Abercrombie. That works out for Abercrombie. It dances off the tape and falls in. See our leaderboard here. Abercrombie in at second. We mentioned our MVP 1, Kingdon-Richel, climbing up the board herself. Of course, big changes here. Don't forget 40 more points available in this second set. And look at our match total. Remember, Mene up 6 right now, 40-34. Still a lot of volleyball to play. Vanderweide, big swing. No one got a piece of that. Oh, they did, excuse me. Gotta stop going off the player reactions.
I know, they're very convincing. They're extremely convincing. Thank goodness for all the cameras we have in this day and age.
Childress. Big block. Give a point back to member Mene. And now time for a chair chat. We'll welcome in Molly McCage. Molly, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So we've talked quite a bit about you being the #1 pick. What's it been like to go that high in the draft, and how's it changed your frame of mind coming into the action this weekend?
No, like not at all. I just love that this team is just having a good time. I don't know if you've noticed. It's just like, I don't know, anything that, like, we'll lose a point, but it's like, hey, we talk about it, then we move on, and we're just giggling and laughing, but like locked in at the same time. I think being the #1 draft pick, like, super cool. And I love that Lek trusts me that much, but I'm really just concerned about this team winning.
I mean, you know how I feel about middles. being the first draft pick. We already talked about that, Molly. But the one thing we also talked about was you weren't sure about that connection with Alicia last week. Has it strengthened? You've gone 3 kills from 7. How does it feel?
I think I could still get it a little faster, or I could wait. I don't know. We still need to find it, I think, a little bit. But we have great communication, and Alicia's still going to set me regardless, which is the best thing ever. We get to build that trust during the game.
Molly, in that first set, your team just came out on fire. What was working so well as you built that big lead?
Our defense was stellar. Like, Lek was back there running down balls. We just had really solid block communication. Our serving was really tough. We were concerned, but these passers are usually really wonderful, and I think we rattled them a bit with our serve.
Good stuff, Molly. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks so much.
Molly McCage joining us in the chair chat.
Maybe it should be Molly for president. Maybe that's what the t-shirt should say.
Election day is coming up, Keith, so you still have time to get those printed. 18-16. And that's long. The point to Member Mene.
And now Molly McCage checking in. This is the best part about Athletes Unlimited. You get to chat, you get to hear the strategy, and then you get to see them on the court immediately. Love it.
19-16. As Thader to serve. Overpass there. Quick look. They'll try it again. Now to Lekator. Kojima knocked off her feet. Hoffman stuffed, but it's out of play. She works the block.
Good work by Hoffman, but I'm watching that connection again. Molly McCage and Childress, she told us in the chair, hey, I either need that ball faster or I need to wait, one of those two. But again, you saw that ball a little slow to her. She wasn't able to take a full rip on it, but she'll still get set.
Last touch, Abercrombie gave the kill to Bell. +8 for Kat Bell, and team member Mene hits 20. 5 away here from claiming this second set. They also lead overall 45-37. That is a tough one to receive. Good hustle from Nuneviller. Lekator, 21-17.
Unloading is Lekator, full power, and I love to see it when she gets a chance to have a big rip on the ball. Oh, does she love to take it.
Timeout is called as Member Mene goes in front 21-17. They took the first, trying to claim the second here in what has been such a good start for this team. And Molly talked about it. They do look like a group that has a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think I see that in most teams, which is interesting because it's funny that she would call that out for this team because they do look very calm, very relaxed. I'm sure that has a lot to do with the culture that Lekator has created. She's a really fun person herself. I mean, she's always telling me about the vibes and how the vibes are arriving. And I think she's put together a team where the focus is not necessarily just on winning and points. It's about making a good connection with your teammates.
Member Mene hitting 340. That always makes life fun as well, as you see some of the other stats. Also, be sure to check out the brand new AU Pro Athletes Marketplace. This hub is for businesses and fans to engage with AU athletes directly on a variety of individual NIL activities. Go to auprosports.com/marketplace to see how you can support your favorite athletes today. Well, we just heard from Molly in the chair chat. Now let's get her thoughts on what it's like to make a block.
Molly McCage, she lives up to the hype.
Blocked by McCage.
McCage all over it.
Stopped by McCage. Molly McCage picks up another block. One-on-one, McCage wins it.
Hello, Molly. Welcome back for season 4.
Getting a block is one of the most powerful, like shut down, super fulfilling emotions that you get during volleyball. There's something about, oh, you tried, but you can't get across this net while I'm up here. There also is some sort of rhythm to it as well. Like it's kind of a dance to your pin blocker next to you. Like you have to be up together, you have to be talking, it's all about timing. But that feeling of shutting someone down really is great.
It's so funny because last game we had that same clip from Morgan Hens talking about defense. I said to you, Greg, I don't really know what she's talking about, but okay. Here I know exactly what I can feel it in my bones when she says, oh, shutting someone down is just a full body experience. And there's a look at her points breakdown, and this is why she's been so phenomenal.
And as she just said moments ago, oh, you tried.
Yeah, tried and denied. The Molly McCage special.
Look at her stats too. She's also been on winning teams. That's a lot of her points as well as she climbs up the leaderboard. Picture perfect technique there to deny that attack.
Yeah, she has been on winning teams, but she's the top blocker in the league right now. She has more blocks than anyone else, and that is a lot. That's valuable. That is something that should not be underestimated. Yes, having a tough server behind you helps, but making it tough for the other team to score points, that's what she does better than anyone.
Cat Bell into the net. 21-18, so a 3-point gap. Olympian Key Michael, Greg Meskel here with you from the Arizona Athletic Grounds. Week 4, Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball. There's McCage, give her the kill. +8 to Molly as Hilly was in front, just couldn't control it.
And she said, right, Alicia just still gonna give me the ball. We trust each other, we're communicating. If things aren't going well, they'll get better as the match progresses, and that's what I love to hear.
22-18. Ember Mene serving. To Abercrombie on the back set. Vanderweyde with the left, it falls in. She throws her arms up in elation as that one found a home, 23-18.
I mean, just a moment for the dig, please. Member Mene absolutely sprawling out for it, and those moments, right? Keeping the ball off the floor. Vanderweyde then able to go with the left and do something that wasn't beautiful, but gets it done. This is what makes this team so strong.
Anna Viller with the tip. That works. (23-19). Vanderweyde taking aim at Kojima. Abercrombie with the kill, coming right back. Too hot for Lake to handle.
And that's the formula, right? Things are not going well. Start to feed the captain. She'll find a way to score. She will slice it down the line over and around the block.
Her first year here in AU, played in South Korea last year. Going back to the captain again, the soft touch. Vanderweyde trying to get a piece of that, and they probably had that well covered if she let it go, but trying to make a play on the ball.
And this is why I love watching Abercrombie so much, is she just is like a silent assassin. You look at someone like Lecter and you're like, oh wow, she is crushing the ball. Abercrombie, what is it? Well, she swings high, she contacts high, she tips when she needs to. That ball was inches from being an ace. I mean, she is very well versed in a lot of different things.
That service error, however, now sets up set point here in the second. 24-21, Member Mene. Blossom on to serve. Looking for Oblad. Berkeley Oblad back in and makes an immediate impact.
I love Hilly giving her that faith. It's that point to the other team. A pretty good ball in, use your middle, and she gets a 1.5 block. Good bit of trust there.
Set point number 2. Nunaviller now. Here's Vanderweyde off the block. That falls in, and Member Mene will take the second. They won the first. They claim the second. 40 more points for everybody in purple as they win a 25-22, and they go up in our overall match total 50-42 with one more set to play. Member Mene off to a hot start, looking for the point sweep when we come back. (50-42), Team Member Mene leads with our third set coming up. Now let's go into the game with the U.S. Air Force and Member Mene facilitator Dave Rubio.
we start the tone right from the beginning. Aggressive mentality. Here we go. Love the high line. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of mats. Let's stay on them, guys. Let's not let them up for air here. All right, let's keep them up. Against Brooke, I want you half body wider. Yeah, okay, good coming up. Yeah, just a half body is going to be fine. Hitting the ball like, you know, when I see you in practice and you hit it like to the deep 1-6, and it's about 70%, and it's high and flat, that ball's going to be scored for sure on that. Okay. Kayla stays in front.
I had to take the wrist away, Dave. I'm full committed.
Yeah, on that. Great swinging, Lick. Got showing some nice range. Excellent. Great set, Leash. That's a great set. Great set. Hold your block a little bit longer. It's kind of like we did against Betty. So hold it there so she can't waterfall us, all right, as we're descending on the block. On the back row attack with Brittany, I mean, you were like, you just missed it. Those things, that's the game of volleyball, inches. And you were right there. That was a great read.
I love to see facilitators taking on this facilitator role because it is so unique. As a coach, he's used to going into the huddle and saying everything he wants to say, right? Really taking over. But as a facilitator, you have to kind of take a step back and let the captain do the leading. And I think he does that better than anybody in the gym. Is he's giving a little bit of advice here and there, staying calm, just tiny little tidbits of the tactics. I love that.
A legend with Arizona, retired not that long ago, 6-2 on the year as a facilitator. They're just popping by with little nuggets, words of wisdom. Let's talk Lecator member Mene and the captain of this team, the one who does make the decisions. 9 kills so far.
Yeah, she has taken on the role as point scorer, and I think it suits her so well. She has so many angles available to her, and again, we're talking about all power. She's one of those players that loves to take a big rip. If she sees an open spot, she's going for it. One blocker, do not leave it on her because she will eat that up. Same thing from the end line, takes that into her own control, and she's just having fun with it.
And why not? Up 50-42. The mark to reach 18 for member Mene in this third set to claim the overall match victory.
Another important note is that facilitator Rubio is no longer the winningest facilitator in Athletes Unlimited history. It's now Joe Trinzi, and I told him when the season started, I think Joe's come back to take that. I think that's the reason that he's returned in season 4, is because he wants that title.
Correction, Rubio 7-2 on the year, but he does have to worry about Joe here. As member Mene on the attack. 1-0 start for Abercrombie. Make it 2-0 as they come up strong with the block. And this is where you have to really look at the point totals. Yes, member Mene won the first 2 sets, but they weren't blowouts. They may come to regret not pulling away in that first set because now the match total, it's very much within striking distance for Abercrombie.
100%, and she's done that to other teams before. She's like a snake in the grass. You cannot take your eyes off her because she'll come back for you.
Bell, and a tough start here for member Mene. Abercrombie, their best beginning to a set so far tonight, up 3-0.
The other thing to keep in mind, Abercrombie undefeated till this point. So if she's able to pull this out, she'll keep that title. If not, this will be her first loss of the season.
Gia Day serving, they give her the ace. 4-0 star for Abercrombie. Dave Rubio calling for a review here.
I'm not sure why. That was 1,000% on the line for me, and you called it. They kind of gave her that. 2 players just watching it drop, and I think if there was going to be a challenge, it would have been just a slowdown.
They decide against it. Member Mene gets a point back for her squad. They're first in this third. And now 4-1 Abercrombie. You said it, Abercrombie 6-0 as a captain coming into today. Perfection thus far. That one was going long key, so I just let it go. I did not get a hand on it.
Yeah, in the last match we were talking about penetrating over the monitor. This time we're just, nope, no touch, it's out. No challenge needed.
Nope. Save your challenges. None of Viller. Childress, the dive, but couldn't keep it where her teammates could get to it. 5-2 lead for Abercrombie, and they've cut into that overall deficit, now down just 5.
Oh, good ball in. Hang on, what's happened here? Whistle's blown.
Yep.
Lekator with a perfect pass, even though she's scrambling off. I think the whistle hadn't yet been blown to serve, perhaps.
Yeah, Caffey, I think, served early. Now we're playing. Bell drops in. Caffey with the pancake. Everyone in Member Mene says that definitely should not play on. And now you get a call for 2.
I think the question here was not whether it was down on Caffey's, but whether Oblad touched the ball twice. She went up, potentially in a blocking move, but then took the ball low as well, so she essentially touched it twice in a row.
That is eventually what the up referee signaled, 2 touches, but only after a lot of protest from Member Mene. McCage rejected. Lekator stuffed. Abercrombie front line holding strong. She tries to go around the block and goes long. 6-3. Childress now. McCage again takes something off of it, and that worked. Same opportunity moments ago. She got blocked. This time popped it up over the top of the defense.
And I think she's having to learn, as she mentioned in the chair chat, to adjust her style of attacking. She would love that ball to just be flung out to her and she can rip it before the block gets there. If that's not the case, the block has set themselves up. She's just being a little smarter, just tipping it right over the top.
Lekator now to serve. 6-4 the score here in the third. The ace is there.
Lek, beast of a serve again. Aggression from the end line is her style, and we just love to see it.
11 aces now on the year for Member Mene. And she'll look to do it again here. Off the tape, Kojima keeps that alive. Oblad right back with the kill. Now we go back to the chair chat. Welcome in Claire Hoffman from Team Abercrombie. Claire, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So down 2, Team Member Mene takes the first 2. What's been the message you're coming into this third set to try and come all the way back?
Yeah, we talked about just kind of like slowing the game down, being patient. I think we're kind of trying to do so much that we're not really doing anything, and we're taking balls that maybe aren't ours, and we just talked about let's just be calm, let's be in the right spots, let's be stopped really defensively. A big emphasis on that, which I think we're doing a good job of in this set.
Claire, you got pretty much a brand new team here this week. What is something you worked on in training coming into this week to make sure that you can find some cohesion?
Yeah, I mean, a big thing is a lot of new players. I know this is my second weekend with Sid, so I've had her, but working with the setter, obviously that connection was a huge priority. And then we knew we were going to be pretty solid ball control-wise, so working on transition, trying to be really good in that space was a big emphasis.
And then this is your first season here in AU, and you've climbed up the draft leaderboard over the last couple of weeks. How have you gotten more and more comfortable with the style of play here?
Yeah, I mean, being around these people every single day obviously makes it more comfortable. I think, yeah, that's the biggest thing, just getting to know everybody and kind of getting familiar with how different people play. It's been really fun week to week to get to play with and then play against everybody.
Claire Hoffman, thanks so much for stopping by. Good luck the rest of the way here tonight.
Thank you.
Gia Day. Big swing. And a 10-6 lead for Abercrombie.
And the reason we're able to chat to Hoffman is because she's taking a little bit of break. Gia Day in for her, and I think that's been a pretty spark plug of a change for the Abercrombie side.
Bell hammers that right through the block. 10-7. Here's Childress. Olympic bronze medalist with Team USA. And remember, Mene just frustrated as she couldn't control that one, and it falls in.
I think Day and Hoffman are pretty similar in their offensive styles. They'll get their kills, but they're more there for defense, for reception, for stability. Day, though, adds a little bit more extra in the serve, so I think that's where she shines on that front.
Bell goes wide. And again, Gia Day, not someone that plays every set, so getting a chance here. We've seen that a little bit tonight. A timeout called now by team member Mene, down 12-7. And they're also just holding a 3-point lead overall. So they need to slow things down here. Abercrombie on the move in our third set. Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball is sponsored by Nike.
Watch you fly, touch the sky, rise up so high. Yeah, you must be supernatural. Fly, touch the sky, rise up so high. You must be
Third set action, 12-7. The lead here for Team Abercrombie. They also trail by just 3, 57-54. Now let's go into the game with the woman right there on your screen, Berkeley Oblad.
Hi, I'm excited. Yeah.
I got tape. 3, 2, 9, yes! Yes! Way to find it! Good job! Here we go, stock right, coming across. No! Let's go! That's so nice! So good! Sets up, side go, watch the pick. Slide! Yes! Great set!
A lot of conversation there, a lot of chit chat, a lot of communication, and that's one of the most important ingredients, I think, in a good player, in a good middle specifically. You have to always be talking about what you're blocking, what you want from your setters. A lot of chatter from us middles.
Well, and you hit on it earlier, especially with the turnover and roster from week to week. You have to over-communicate to try and fill in those gaps of what you don't have. because you haven't been a team for months and months together.
And especially for someone like Berkeley Oblad, who sat out a couple of weeks, didn't get all those training reps as the other players did.
Bell tries the soft touch. A little more pace on it this time, and she is rejected. Abercrombie stands tall.
I keep watching the score just tick over and over, and in one more point, we're basically at 0-0 again. And then it's Abercrombie's match to take for me, because that is her style. She will creep back from behind.
4-0 run for Team Abercrombie. Vanderweide. The captain again, and they say this one is long. And that halts a 4-0 run. They were a point away from tying the overall match total. Nunaviller out of that back row. And they'll get a violation here against member Mene and give the point to Abercrombie.
And that's what the purple side cannot afford to do, is give up any free points at this stage, because it feels like all the momentum is on Abercrombie's side.
100%, the way they've been able to come all the way back in this. And they are so close to drawing even. Lecator down the line and off the mark, and there it is, 58 all in our match total as Abercrombie's in front 16-8. 18 was the point total to reach for member Mene in this third to confirm a match victory. That's out the window now for the time being with Abercrombie in charge. Off the touch. It's all working for the team in black and gold.
All things coming up, Abercrombie. No surprises that she's put together a team that's fighting back, but this is what I love. Gia Day with the substitution coming in, and she brings this tough serve, like we mentioned. Not necessarily going to be a point score, but putting pressure on the receiving side.
Off the tape, a 7-1 run for Team Abercrombie. Capel stops that for the moment. Gets that off the touch and make it now 17-9. And this is what we saw in the first set, roles reversed. It was member Mene expanding out to a double-digit lead in that neighborhood. Bell again. Billy keeps that alive. Abercrombie tools the block, takes the point. And you mentioned the momentum key. It is an avalanche now.
Yeah, and I love that Nunaviller takes the responsibility to roll the ball into the block, recycle it, go again, and it's Abercrombie who does the final damage.
And now Abercrombie takes the lead overall, 60-59, they're up. Member Mene, she works the block.
I think that point's gonna go gold, yeah.
Right.
Oh, maybe not. Good back and forth here. I thought that ball had hit the antenna on the way through. Maybe it was just hitting the net.
We saw signals for points in both directions.
Yeah, there's some confusion.
It was cleared up there. Member Mene. Abercrombie denied. Lecator off the block. Hilly keeps it going. Kojima will set the table. And Abercrombie, pancake there from Lake. And they can't get there this time.
I was just watching Abercrombie because she was pretty sure that ball was down. Here it is, off of Lake, and she kind of just stops playing, turns around, says, I'll just pop this up anyway. How about a perfect pass even without trying? Goodness. Everything she touches turns to gold, I tell you what.
She was convinced that that one had touched. McCage. And drops it in again. Abercrombie, they're the first to 20 here in the third. And after falling in the first two sets, they've got their sights not only on a set victory, but also a overall match victory. They're up 62-60. What a turn of events for Abercrombie to potentially snag a 100-point third set. Another attack error against member Mene, and the wheels are coming off the purple wagon here.
And I just keep looking back at Abercrombie and thinking, what is it that makes her such a talented player? Why is she still undefeated? This is why. She finds a way to tip, then she does it again, then she'll do it again, and then she'll go with a hard-driven ball. And she's just kind of putting the other side in a flurry.
This is the unique format of Athletes Unlimited. You think about other volleyball, you get down 2-0, and it's hard to maintain the confidence sometimes to go back out for that third set or whatever else might follow. But here, there's so many points at stake, A, and B, you can still rally and win the overall match total. So it puts such an emphasis on that third set and what you can accomplish. Key Michael, Greg Meskel here with you courtside. And so credit Abercrombie, they are making the most of this third set.
And I love to see it because I was talking up how good the strategy was on the purple side, choosing Molly McCage, a few different pieces of the puzzle, but Abercrombie continues again and again to show us why she is captain material.
Look at what she's done here, and what won't translate here, I think, Key, is the confidence she's instilled in others as they've picked up all this steam.
I mean, it won't translate on paper, but what does translate is look at the shots she's getting. To the left, to the right, down the middle with some tips. She'll get the blocks, but you're exactly right. I think when she starts to heat up and the calm confidence that she has in herself, I think she brings that out in others. Exactly like you mentioned, she's choosing pieces that complement her style of play. But in addition, she's allowing everyone else to shine because she'll take pressure off of them.
12 kills, 6 digs for Abercrombie. Fans, if you like what you're seeing here tonight, experience AU Pro Volleyball in person here in Mesa, Arizona. Sunday is Power in My Voice Impact Week, featuring a tumbler with straw giveaway for the first 250 fans. Go to auprovolleyball.com to buy your tickets today. How could you not want to be here inside the Arizona Athletic Ground? Such a great venue, and you get to see a match like this where it seemed as if member Mene gonna run away with things. And again, this third set has been all Abercrombie, giving them all the credit, but I can't help but think back to that first set when member Mene had a giant lead. They still won the set, but they let Abercrombie come back and only lose by 5, and that point gap, they could use that right now in a major way.
Massively. And again, we talk about it over and over. This is why every single point is important. You cannot fall asleep, not only on a set, but on a single point.
(21-10). McCage again, and Kojima trying to direct traffic there, get someone to pick that ball up, just not in time.
McCage again, not the perfect connection. Ball a little high and slow, but I love that she swings deep on that.
Here's Lecator, member Mene serving. Looking for Oblad. Knocks Lake off her feet. Nunaviller. Vanderweide. Bell just pushes it across. Off the tape, and it fell into a tough spot there, dancing off the shoulders of McCage and Childress.
And that's a tough blow, because getting Lecator off the line is not what you want to do as the purple side. They want to keep her there as long as possible. So that's a win for Abercrombie.
22-11. Day. Vanderweide comes back with a kill.
The key for the purple side right now is keeping that pass in a good situation. I think the serving has heated up It's getting hotter from Abercrombie's side, more warm, if you will. They have to control that first contact, allow the middle to be a part of it.
And that will fall in, an ace there for Member Mene. Gabby Blossom.
Blossom coming in with the flat. Look at the ball. You can basically read the logo on it because there's 0 spin on it.
Looking for Day. She works the block. Make it 23-13. And Abercrombie, they're 2 away from picking up 100. They'll take the set and they'll take the match. Member Mene in need of an all-time rally here. Lekator from the back row, that falls in. We were talking earlier about that first set. 19-10 was the high water mark for Member Mene in that first set.
Ooh. That's huge. And the fact that Abercrombie's side has come back and are now in the lead, phenomenal.
Childress serving, and that'll be an ace for Alicia Childress. So a couple of aces here late for Member Mene, but they're just running out of opportunity. 23-15 Abercrombie, 2 away from closing the door. Day. Vanderweide. And the point to Abercrombie. And that will set up match point and set point. What a turnaround here for Abercrombie. 24-15. Tough one for Vanderweide to handle. Bell denied. They'll go back to her. Stuffed again, but it's off the block and out of play. And the point to Member Mene.
Crucial territory here for Member Mene's side. No room for error at all.
They've got to be perfect. That ball somehow got across. Dojima falling backwards to keep it alive. Day. They say it's a touch on Member Mene. And if that's the case, that's all. And that's the match. Team Abercrombie finishes it off here in the third, 25-16. They lose the first 2 sets. They come all the way back to win the third, 25-16, to take the match by 1, 67-66. What a comeback. We'll get another look here. The call was a touch against Member Mene. And it looks as if they decide against a captain's challenge. May have had a case there, honestly, looking at that footage, but they decide against it, and with that, Abercrombie stays perfect. It wasn't simple, but she moves to 7-0. 60 points for the match, another 40 for the set, a 100-point third set here for Abercrombie. An absolute heartbreak here for Member Mene. They had this one in control. Up 2-0 in the lead, had to reach 18 first in that third and final, could only get as far as 16. And Abercrombie shows why they have been so good. No matter the way their roster has been built, Brittany Abercrombie always finds a way through. So Brittany Abercrombie moves to 7-0. Let's take a peek at our live leaderboard. Keep in mind, this does not include MVP points from this match, but now, as you might have guessed, Brittany Abercrombie vaults back into the top spot with those critical 100 points from that third set. So she pushes in front of Betty De La Cruz Mejia. Lecator is back in the mix. And then Kingdon Rishel now in 4th place. With that, let's head over to Key, joined by the captain, Brittany Abercrombie.
My goodness, Brittany, I don't know if you thought the same thing we were thinking, but when you're down in that first set, what are you telling your team to come back?
We're just trying to push, you know, because every single point matters. So if you lose, we lost by 5 in the first set, but we were trying to get points back in that set so that we could make it close at the end and in the second set. So I think that's why we were able to win, because every single point matters.
Every single point, but also every single draft pick. And you had some interesting strategies, stealing Manami Kojima off the board. Are you happy with that decision now that you've still got the win?
Yeah, of course, of course. Manami is such a solid player, and someone else would have stolen her after, so I had to take her.
Well, you're now undefeated, not only as a captain, but in the entire league. What are you doing? What's the special sauce for your team in training? Is there anything like that?
I think in training we're just really focused. We come in and we get the reps that we need. I'm not trying not to overtrain, because I want to feel fully prepared for the games. And I think that rubs off on the team. Just get the reps that you need, come in super focused, and yeah, show up for the games.
We see you really calm as a captain. You have a solid presence, but you're also just scoring pretty much at will. When you go up to attack and you see 2 blockers in front of you, what are you thinking about?
If it's a double block, I'm going high, you know? I'm just trying to see the hand, see the court. I got a couple touches that they didn't call, like on the high hands, I know. But yeah, that's it, just going high, trying to rip it, going without fear, basically.
Love that. Great attitude and great job as a captain. Still undefeated, Brittany Abercrombie. Greg, back to you.
Thanks, Key. Thanks, Brittany. That's what a winning captain sounds like. 7-0 now as a captain. And our final score in this one, 67-66. Team Abercrombie comes all the way back. Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball continues Sunday at 4 Eastern. For more information about where to watch, visit auprovolleyball.com. For Key, Michael, and our entire crew, I'm Greg Meskel. Thanks for watching.